Yo, what's up guys, welcome back for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup, still at a Group B second match. We have Zombiesworn from 2009 versus GRANDSOIL Psychics. Jeff Jones's build from back, you know, like, what is it, 9 years ago. Let's zoom in into the first deck list. We have Zombiesworn, if I'm not mistaken. This should be indeed Umut Sirin's deck list. You know Umut from Germany, right? Yeah, it should be. He, this particular list won the Faro Tour finals, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2009. He won against Michel Gruner, by the way, playing TELEDAD. And this kinda, you know, like marked the end of the TELEDAD era, and pretty much most players decided to pick this particular deck over TELEDAD. You know, playing it, well, like super, somewhat sacky because, you know, the mills. And so on. Second list, we have GRANDSOIL Psychics. This is like a special list, like it might seem like a very strange list, but I believe, well, Jeff Jones, right? I mean, you know, like those techie builds, and still doing fantastic winning-wise yeses with those ideas. Very sweet. But GRANDSOIL Psychics, quite of a strange list, right? You had like the small Psychic Engine, Earths, like Psychic Jumper as well for, you know, from an emergency teleport, which was basically like a creature swap, but you could pick like the target to switch or, you know, like take control. A very strange card. It's also a tuner, so pretty much the strength of the deck is that you were playing hand traps, you weren't playing traps, so again not weak to your opponent's spell and trap destruction, so that made your opponent main decking, maybe side decking a lot of dead cards, while at the same time stuff like Tragodia and Gorse were fantastic back in the old school days, especially if you could pair up Tragodia with Maxi, and again Maxi is in there. The other strength of the deck is that the deck had access to both Naturia Beast and Barkion, which, you know, Naturia Beast is definitely strong against this deck, unless, of course, and that's, I feel, the weakness of the deck, is not too many defensive outs. There is Maxi, but I can just OTK through Maxi, right? Just an example. You'll see more examples soon. But, I mean, this is the first tool, and Zombiesworns, I mean, if you have the opportunity to go for the card of safe return, you should go for it, right? I don't, well, no, okay, there's Maxi, there's Veiler, but Veiler is fine. Maxi, on the other hand, obviously I have to stop. But that wasn't the case, so I can go eventually for double card of safe return and put up a couple of like big beat sticks, like double Stardust, definitely because of mind control, Jumper. I definitely want to keep the second Stardust on the board for stuff like Dark Hole and Heavy Storm, whatever. But yeah, on top of that, I mean, this was my duel, right? Just trample damage, that's the deck for you. That was, you know, like Zombie Lightsworn during TELEDAD era. Balls to the wall, get your mills going. If you're opening like double charge, solar recharge, then the game should be yours, right? I mean, hardly any deck can dodge that or, you know, make up for the potential very good mills like Mizuki, Zombie Master, Plague Spreader, Malicious. That's why this might have been better or eventually better than TELEDAD, but, you know, the format shifted, right? Anyway, so going for Wolf, you know, the Golden match is a problem, could be a problem. I mean, Lila is still there as like a searchable mystical space typhoon, again, very powerful, especially against like Oppression that. I do run into Veiler, but that's cool. What's it called? The Psychic Wizard, I believe the name is. When it's like destroyed, I believe it can miss its timing, so you cannot use it for a synchro. Well, you can use it for a synchro summon, but I don't think it will gain the effect. Not sure. But it will. I believe it will special summon the banished monster that you banished with the effect. Right? It has been a while. There is GRANDSOIL again reborning something because the reborn monster is from my graveyard. I will draw one card. I believe there are 5 Earths, only 5 Earths in the graveyard there. So that's why I will, you know, like getting the other, or the second GRANDSOIL on the field. This is okay, but Barkion is definitely a strange, well, but it was a good play. I mean, there's stuff like Dust Tornado, there is Mirror Force, well, Torrential 2 it probably would have been activated, but I don't go for that, don't have that in the main. But yeah, long story short, Naturia Barkion on the other hand definitely was a good play as well, but then there was Mirror Force. So long story short, I believe it was, I don't think there were plays that, you know, could have like shifted the game or that I would have lost the duel. See, that's the thing with this deck, is that let's say if you go first, just make sure that you survive for next turn, right? That's exactly Umut's words. Make sure that you survive for at least one turn. Let's say if you're going first, for example, or you can't OTK during the second turn of the duel, make sure you're surviving with stuff like Necro Gardener, which again was superb against a deck like TELEDAD, because stopping one attack was very crucial. Prevent your opponent from going for game. They invested a lot of resources, and boom, there you go with your, you know, like standard mills, like half of your deck, and pump out those big beat sticks, right? Game number 3, and this is a thing, right? If the game is turning a lot slower, then the slow GRANDSOIL Psychic deck is definitely superb. That hand is bonkers. I don't think you can get it much better than that, because again, double emergency teleport will fetch you stuff like Jumper, and you know, like low-level Psychic monster, which is basically the entire engine. There is the is it Esper girl? Not sure about its name. When Esper, you know, the level 2 is like special summon from the banished pile, you can banish, I believe, the top card from her deck, and when she's a level 2 tuner, when she's sent to the graveyard, and that also counts for a synchro summon, you'll get the banished card from your banished pile, obviously, to your hand. So, you know, that small sub-engine was definitely sweet. This is cool as well. Giant Red suiciding into magical androids, so you're able to search on another Earth from the deck. Not sure which one. Don't maybe Grand Ball or whatever. And you can drop Tragodia here as well, right? Sitting at 2004 or 3k. Not sure how many cards were in the hand at the moment, like 4 or 5. But that was a strength of the deck, right? Dropping Tragodia, prevent your opponents from going for game. A slow grind, and you had those recruiters like Witch, Giant Red to kind of slow down the game. But then, I mean, if you had like the 5 Earths in your graveyard, GRANDSOIL hit the board, and that was quite devastating. I go first and I see my hand and I was like, only Naturia Beast can nuke this hand, but then the deck needs to open well, like Teleport and like Trooper or whatever, something like that to make Beast. But yeah, the chances of that aren't super high, right? But eventually get Malicious on the field, and you know, I can normal summon play, eventually go for like the double level 8 synchro play, potentially go for game, who knows. Run into Maxi. Okay, so I kind of have to slow it down, like charge, and I mill Necro card. I was like, oh, this is good. Okay, so I can now capitalize and, you know, not give my opponent too many draws. Attack into the much expected Tragodia. And I leave Colossal Fighter on the board, you know, well knowing that the Jumper or Creature swap, as we talk about. But then again, like, giving my opponent the Colossal Fighter is not that devastating. If I destroy it, I should be getting it on my side of the field again. If I can, you know, like pick it because it goes to my graveyard, and again the Necro Gardener is still there, so I can it's pretty sure that I can you know, protect myself from lethal damage. The thing here is that he could have definitely went for Naturia Beast, but I know why. I mean, I feel 2 options. That's this one, like a decent, good, big beat stick board, or sacrificing both recruiters, like Giant Red would have been like a tuner and the Witch, to go for Beast. But then you have like a weak Tragodia, a not so strong Colossal Fighter, but you have Naturia Beast. And the thing is that, okay, I had Malicious in graveyard, I have Mizuki Plague Spreader, so I can pump out, you know, like 1 or 2 big beat sticks, and eventually just attack over Naturia Beast and, you know, gain control back over the duel. But, okay, that kind of could prevent the OT game from going through, right, with those draws. But okay, there is a Dark Hole lurking in the back row or background. But my level 8 synchro play always would have been Stardust if I, you know, would not have been able to get rid of the Colossal Fighter. Probably because again I have Malicious Zombie, or, you know, Malicious Plague Spreader and Mizuki Engrave plus a potential normal summon and go from there. So I feel, long story short, it was I don't think the deck could have won this one. I mean, right? The Colossal Fighter, I'm just getting it back. The Tragodia is super weak here in this case. You could use Tragodia to go for a Synchro Summon, but again, sometimes players made the mistake of using Tragodia for Barrakion or Naturia Beast, but again, it's on an Earth, so those misplays sometimes happen. But I mean, Tragodia with those Beat Sticks recruiters definitely strong, but I think we have a well-deserved winner in the end. Naturia Beast might have slowed down the duel maybe for 1 or 2 turns, but it was just a given fact. I had too much advantage, right? Especially with the card of Safe Return eventually. So yeah, the 3-1 good match, right? Next up we have this is a good one. Group F, we have Extra Deck Monarchs versus True Draco, the two tribute decks versus each other. So eventually the community tab, it should be open, right? So again, feel free to leave your prediction. Okay guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.